Welcome to the structured pitch for Xsposables, a groundbreaking project for international sales agents and financiers. This is a historical fiction and sci-fi thriller written and produced by Charles Onken. Our marketing predictions and pre-sales aim for a $30 million budget, enabling top-tier VFX for the hyperpropulsion vessel in Titan landscape. Securing this budget will allow the attachment of a major A-list lead. The Xsposables program spans 1950 to 2030, chronicling hidden progress and lethal advancement. The history moves from early G-force and suit pressure tests to deep space cryostasis and, eventually, a mutiny at the edge of the solar system. For decades, we've been sold a sanitized myth of the space race. Xsposables challenges this, asking, what if the first men to touch the stars were not heroes, but the Xsposables death row inmates used to test the lethal limits of G-force and space pressure? The story begins in the 1950s, with death row inmates being, quote, executed and then waking up in underground bunkers. Given a choice between deadly drug trials and earning, quote, freedom in space, they choose the latter. By 2030, a crew of 6 modern-day Xsposables are on a highly monitored revolutionary hyperpropulsion mission to Titan. In the project evaluation, Xsposables scores highly across key categories. The concept, which involves using death row inmates as test dummies, is deemed brilliant and entirely original, scoring 9 out of 10. The structure, cast, and characters, and blockbuster potential all score 8 out of 10. The concept of using death row inmates as expendable space test subjects is a brilliant, dark subversion of the celebrated 1950s and 60s space race. It is entirely original within the cinematic sci-fi landscape, earning a 9/10. The structure's chronological leap from 1950s G-force tests to a 2030 hyperpropulsion mission provides excellent escalation. The Act 3 mutiny and inner conflicts provide strong momentum for the 120-minute runtime, scoring 8/10. The ensemble of 6 Xsposables trapped in a high-pressure environment offers compelling roles for A-list talent. The villains are the sterile agencies monitoring their behavior, resulting in an 8/10 for cast and characters. The dark themes might necessitate an R rating, but mid-budget, high-concept sci-fi has a proven track record for massive global hits. Therefore, the blockbuster potential is rated 8 out of 10. Act 1, The Ghosts of the Space Race, is set in the late 1950s and early 1960s, the golden age of lies. While the public sees heroes of orbit, the hidden reality is the use of death row inmates as expendable test subjects. The phantom executions serve as an elaborate cover-up. A hardened inmate is officially recorded as executed, but wakes up in a sterile, underground USAF bunker. The executions hide the origin of these, quote, test dummies. The meat grinder phase involves extreme unscrewed protocols on involuntary inmates, including G-force tolerance tests and vacuum chamber trials. The objective is to establish an initial human lethality baseline, with outcomes including severe injury and total fatality. Participants are given the illusion of choice: cooperate for freedom in the cosmos, or face termination through involuntary lethal drug trials with a 95% fatality rate. Most choose the terrifying unknown of space. Act 2, The Modern Era, flashes forward to 2030. The space race has evolved into a commercial enterprise. NASA has secretly partnered with SpaceX, leveraging the, quote, Xsposables for advanced, high-stakes testing that is too risky for the public eye. Act 2, The New Breed and Hyperpropulsion, focuses on a core ensemble of death row inmates and institutionalized individuals. They are offered a dark bargain: freedom for testing revolutionary hyperpropulsion technology, aiming to reach the edge of the solar system in months, not centuries. The program creates an illusion of freedom within a recreation and morale zone, allowing access to alcohol and recreation. However, this is a trap. Behavioral tracking and psychological assessments are conducted 24/7 to determine crew suitability and assign ship roles. The final selection involves rigorous training and lethal equipment for the, quote, Project Xsposables one-way ticket to Titan. The process of elimination includes human-sized centrifuges, explosive decompression, and stressful isolation, leading to the selection of the final chosen 6. Act 3, Mutiny in the Void and the Edge of the System, begins as the launch hurtles the ship into deep space. The crew initiates their plan the moment they cross the threshold of Earth's communications relay, ensuring untethered freedom and chaos. Act 3 continues with the hijacking, violent mutiny, and severed control. The Xsposables seize the vessel from remote ground control, severing the complex overrides and declaring themselves truly free for the first time. The first image shows the architect, Dr. Robert Latimer, a dedicated but conflicted genius. Latimer created the hyperpropulsion system and is key to the crew's escape. He is the ultimate test subject in his own experiment. The next image shows, quote, the pilot, Sergeant Marcus, a former military pilot convicted of treason. Driven by a code of honor, he demands the truth and orchestrates the calculated liberation of the crew. Here we see the specialist, Sasha, a brilliant astrophysicist convicted of corporate espionage. She is cold, intellectual, and morally ambiguous, making her a vital asset for the crew's survival. The fourth member is the engineer, David. He is an institutionalized former engineer who provides comic relief and unexpected technical genius, essential for maintaining the ship's systems. The fifth crew member is the stereolist, Alara. As the ship's medic, she is deeply religious and intensely loyal to the pilot. Her moral code is tested by the chaos of the mutiny. Lastly, we have the Heavy, known only as Bones, a hardened death row inmate. Bones is volatile and physically intimidating, providing the necessary brute force and emotional instability to the ensemble. The marketing appeal is broad, targeting fans of high-concept science fiction, military thrillers, and R-rated ensemble films. The key selling points include the dark originality, high-octane suspense, and the ensemble of compelling characters. The next steps involve securing the $30 million budget through pre-sales, locking down an A-list lead, and beginning pre-production. This will lead to the global launch of Xsposables in 2026.